All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to GEC NASCAR. We're back out here. We're going to be at Richmond tonight. This is going to be an amazing race. Cannot wait to see what these guys got. Hopefully a good redemption for last week. Not fun under caution for those guys, but we know they can do it, so hopefully we got it this week. We do have, looks like Barrow up in the booth. Barrow was just with us, but we do have Sellers up here. Sellers, how we doing tonight? Alright, looks like Sellers just popped out himself. You're good? Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Alright, but either way, guys, we're about to go ahead and let's go check out our last week and see what happened out there. So it looks like for last week we had Charlotte, and it was Logan Wilson that came out with the win. Logan Wilson did an amazing job out there. A lot of competition. Like I said, very, very hard fought track just for the technical issues that we were having out there. But these guys are definitely going to be able to show what we got tonight. Richmond is also a very technical track. Coming in and out of the turns, you're going to be sliding. If you don't take it easy coming out. Going in, you don't want to dive bomb the turns. You definitely want to try to take it a little bit higher and try to curve inside the turn. But for second place out there at Charlotte, we got Darian Bruce. Darian coming out and taking that second podium spot for the first race ever here at GEC NASCAR. Doing an amazing job of just showing everybody what he's got for his first race and what's in store for the rest of his season. Wesley Lynch taking that third spot out there at Charlotte. Also, great job, obviously, coming down from the Cup Series. He's one of our Cup drivers, just putting a little bit of competition, trying to sweep the week, as we call it, coming out and trying to take the truck win and the Cup win as well, and I do believe he may have taken that Cup win. Let me go ahead and just look at that real fast. Oh, no. That looks like the penalty report instead of the... That's okay. But yeah, I do believe Wesley Lynch came out and took the Cup win as well. So he's always been an amazing driver, and we always look forward to seeing what he's got. Doing a great job this season as well. He's working on his third win, I believe. Fighting his way up to Bryce. Oh, hey, Bar. Yeah, he's got 2 so far, right? But yeah. Great to see him down here trying to show these guys a little bit. Charlotte, very, very technical track, especially coming in and out of the turns as well with that dogleg dogleg. That first turn up there. It's hold on, stand by. There we go. Now we can hear Barrow. Sorry, I'm like, wait a second. There we go. Yeah, my bad. I was sitting up here and I was like, why can't... Well, all right. But yeah, all right. So now we can hear Barrow. But yeah, either way, Charlotte with 3 and 4 coming out into that tri-oval right there is definitely a challenging spot, because if you go 3 wide, you're definitely probably not going to make it. That wall comes up so fast. As you experienced it, Charlotte, you were out in the Cup race. How did it feel?
Charlotte was, it was fun. I had a lot of fun at Charlotte. You get real tight in spots, but if you can hold that straight line, you'll be good.
Yeah, you were doing really well out there, actually. You've been having a pretty good season this season out at the Cup Series. Unlike the last couple seasons, you're out there reaching for a win this time, and you're actually going to be able to grab it. What are you, like 4th in points right now?
I'm 6th. I got dropped down 1 spot from Charlotte because I got caught in an accident there at first stage and had to use my fast repair. So, and then just a little bit of run out of talent. I was looking at that tied up, and they went sliding straight, and then for some reason it just shot them up the track, and I was already looking to the other side and moved up and had a car in front of me, and I didn't see them at the perfect time to hit the brakes, and I wound up getting them on the outside wall, so that ended my night.
Well, either way, Barrow, we know you got it for the rest of the season, man. We look forward to seeing you. Definitely going to take that winner's circle here this season. I believe it in my soul.
I'm ready for Talladega.
Oh, yeah, Talladega is going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's go ahead and bring up one of our drivers. Let's see. Who do we got? Anybody you want to hear from tonight?
Bring up, let's see what Simmons has to say.
Simmons? Gotcha. All right, and we got a connection with the 74 of Simmons. How we doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good. How are you?
Oh, man, we're getting excited up here for Richmond for GEC NASCAR. This is going to be a lot of fun. The THD Truck Series 75. Man, very technical track. We've seen a lot of drivers already struggling. What's your mindset going into this one?
I am going to be taking it easy. Hopefully everyone's listening so they know. I'm just going to run it. I don't have the raw pace these guys have. It's incredible what they can run. But I think the race pace is where it's at, and that's what I'm going to rely on.
No, absolutely. If you try to run as hard as you can every single lap, it's gonna probably wind up in tragedy at Richmond, man. Coming out of the turn, if you accelerate too hard, it's game over.
Yeah, it's I was trying to find out my fuel strats where I excel, but I don't think there's a play here. So I'm just gonna be safe. I don't know. It's gonna be crazy out there.
Well, either way, we look forward to seeing you do your thing out there, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. You were an outlaw performance, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. We'll get you back down there. Good luck, and we look forward to seeing you in the winner's circle.
All right. Take her easy.
Yes, sir. All right, Simmons. Here we go, guys, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start qualifying. Let's go ahead and bring up our board so we can watch who places where. So, Barrow, as we normally do, who's your pick?
Maybe this is gonna be a tough one. I am going to. I think I might go with Whitaker.
Whitaker?
Yep.
Not a bad pick at all. Where's he placing? What did he get in the practice? Were you paying attention?
He ran in practice. He ran a. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, he keeps moving. He is. A 23.4.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Why did it?
Well, Whitaker being a GEC veteran, definitely. We already know he can drive, so I do wish him the best out there. Right, he's still out on the track as we speak. The number 52 putting down his qualifying laps. Looks like that is going to be it for Whitaker. P20.
Yeah, he didn't do so well in qualifying, but
nah, that's fine, man. I'd rather honestly not want to be up in the junk right in the beginning.
You know what he didn't do?
What's that?
Spin out.
No, there you go. That's the whole key. We still got a bunch of people out there right now. You know, I am gonna do Nick Sipple, just for the fact that he is gonna be putting down the fastest time in practice. Looks like A. Brown came out there and stole it away. Nick actually placing third and Bolton in second. But yeah, I got a good feeling that Nick might be able to come out and take it. We still got a couple drivers out there on the track as we speak. These guys are putting down their qualifying laps. We're about to get started and grid up here soon.
Yeah, Sipple's been he's been looking for one.
Well, I'll tell you, I was in some kind of race with him. He was pretty fast. It was I don't want to say it was super hard to keep up, but he was definitely keeping a great pace, and he's able to. His consistency is probably what makes him the fastest. But as it rounds out, top 5 is going to be A. Brown in the 10 for that first spot, pole position here at Richmond. I keep saying Colin. Cannell Bolton in the 32. He's going to be in second place. Nick Sipple in third. Craighead in fourth. Garrett Caswell in fifth. Thomas Coonan in sixth. Hughes, Eller, Kano, McCabe to round out our top 10. Looks like Logan Wilson's still out on the track.
We got a couple seconds. Half a minute.
Half a minute? Yeah, it looks like he's slowing down and coming around now. Beautifully done. Alright, these guys are about to grid up. Green flag action here at Richmond. Can't wait for these guys to show us what they got on this, one of the most technical tracks, in my opinion, of the season. I am super excited to see how this shakes out towards the end, Barrow. You guys have picked an exciting roundup for this season, and it keeps these guys on their toes. It really does.
Yeah, we got some. We tried to get some technical tracks in there. Some that were, you know, challenging tracks, I could say.
Well, and again, it's easy to go ahead and throw together just any old tracks that everybody thinks is going to be successful, but I think this is working out, and these guys are about to show it here tonight at Richmond. We're going to go ahead and kick it off with our national anthem. We'll be right back on the track.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the track live at Richmond. GEC NASCAR THD Truck Series 75. This is going to be a lot of fun, Barrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Got the number 10 sitting up front. The 76 is going to be on the outside. Wilson looks like staying and qualifying late. Gave him a little bit of luck. He's going to be sitting in that second spot. He's going to need to catch up right there. They're going to have to close those gaps as we come around for one of the last laps. Once these guys hit that Geico restart zone, it's on. What do we got tonight, Barrow? 27 drivers tonight?
Yep.
Looks like we already have a driver. Darren Bruce is going to be in the pits.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't know if he missed the start or I don't know what happened to him there.
That's all right. Green flag racing is about to commence. 10 and 76 going to battle it out here, going across the start finish line. Looks like the 75 needs to catch up a little bit. There you go. 75 is now caught up. Green flag is out. These guys are going to start racing. 32 up behind the 10. These guys are going 3 wide here at Richmond to start it off. 48 is going to be right there squeezing it out. These guys are going to battle out through 3 and 4. 32 under 76. 32 is sideways. He snaps back out onto the track. 32 is going to go ahead and take that first caution.
Hey Cameron, I think you got some damage.
Oh, you gotta be so careful on this track, man. Just any kind of pushing it like that is gonna end up in something bad. Let's go ahead and take a look. Looks like he just got loose under Wilson. 48 went to go by him on the other side and clipped. So the 32, the 48. These guys are in it. Really unfortunate. Looks like 32 doesn't have too much damage, but those other vehicles, Sellers, he might have some damage. But looks like Sellers got into a spin all on his own down into the infield. Let's check out Craighead, see what happened. Yeah, it looks like Craighead took a majority of the damage. That is super unfortunate. He's going to have to go ahead and use a fast repair already. Terrible to see that for him this early in the race, man. We're only a couple laps in, and he's going to have to use that. That's going to be detrimental here. Looks like we're going to start off the restart as we started off the race. Brown and Wilson up front. Nick Sipple is now going to be in third. Thomas Coonan in fourth. So we got a link with A. Brown up in the front spot, taking the pole position. We got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hello, sir. How are we doing tonight going into Richmond for race 7?
Feeling great. I love this racetrack. My home track pretty much, other than Dover, I would say. But yeah, I love this track. It's definitely really fun, especially in this truck. So looking to go out tonight. Just hope to have some fun.
Awesome. Is the lights off the pace car? Are you guys about to go green flag?
Yes, they are.
All right. Good luck, man. Have fun.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's the 18 of A Brown coming down from the Cup Series, putting down a little bit of competition for these guys. Let's see how it works out. Starter cam, here we go. Green flag is out. Oh, 75, he slows down a little bit. 76 had to check up, sliding up the track. Here we go, that he's going to be side by side with the 75. They're going to be battling it out through 3 and 4. 68 now in the mix. Let's go ahead and sit back here. Looks like the 48 of Craighead just opted not to get that damage fixed. Let's see how detrimental that's going to be.
As long as them wheels are straight here, you can do pretty good here. So
Really?
yeah, I mean, too much damage will hurt you, but you can get a little dinged up and you can still be able to make pace.
Well, it looks like the 7 just went down into the infield of Sellers, or our lane, sorry. And then
Hey, Kyle, I'm sorry
did he
if I
wind
cut
up?
you off anyway, buddy.
I couldn't tell if he just came out back onto the track or.
Caution? No way.
It looks like he was in reverse and backed it out onto the track. What? I'm not 100% sure.
Checking up on backstretch.
I think he downshifted too much and didn't realize he was in reverse. 81 colliding right there with him.
Yeah, I got the 7 and the 52 in the wall. Or it looks like. Be back.
Oh, it did start off with the 52 before that.
Go look at 32 first.
I am. I'm looking at both of them.
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Well, that is not going to be good for the 32, unfortunately. It does look like he did cause that incident. See, that's what happens when I don't get the full scope of it. I'm glad he said to go back and look. We got another driver real quick. The number 5 of Hughes. How we doing tonight, brother, for race 7?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm getting there, man. 2 cautions already. Unfortunately, a couple drivers involved, but not too much damage on any of the vehicles. Were you involved in anything yet?
No, I've been clean so far.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm definitely expecting it to stay that way for a little bit. Hopefully we can get some green flag stops. Race 7, obviously trying to punch your ticket. Have you gotten up to the podium this season, or?
Yeah, I won Daytona this season.
Oh, that's right. You did win Daytona, so you already punched your ticket. You're not even worried about it. You're not stressing it at all.
Just trying to be consistent.
That's awesome. Well, and again, Hughes, you guys are going to go green flag racing. Sorry, I got to get you back. Thank you, buddy.
Yep, have a good one.
All right, green flag racing for those guys. I put them in the wrong channel. There we go. I know these guys got what it takes. A. Brown still up in the lead at the moment with the 75, trying to chase him down. 69 and 76 battling it out going into turn 3 and 4. They're going to be side by side coming out, going into the front stretch across that finish line. A lot of drivers just mixing it up out there. Well, I feel like once they all get separated, we're not going to have as much of a problem. With everybody on top of each other, they're just going to have to calm down a little bit and just be consistent. That's all. .48-42 battling it out with the 4 up in front of them. 48 having to dive low. And we have a caution.
There, but not on that.
That's going to involve Coonan, unfortunately. He's going to be one of our cup drivers. Oh, a little bit of net code right there. 17 and the 68 getting together. That's going to put Coonan up into the wall a little bit. Looks like he was able to get down into the pits on his own. 38 of LZ blinking a little bit right there. Well, the variable net code, since they've changed the coding in iRacing, has gotten significantly worse. What do you think, Barrow? Oh, well, Barrow is currently dealing with something in the race, but yeah, since they've changed the coding in iRacing, they actually test your latency and they give you flags on such. I feel like since they've done that, for some reason, the net code has gotten much, much worse. If your latency is different than somebody else's, it's just, you could almost fit a whole car length between somebody, and you can see them getting turned out. So it really, really sucks to see that happen. But again, netcode is a real thing, and it does happen. So we're going to go ahead and re-rack them one more time. Thomas, Coonan, Millard, and Weaver are all in the pits at the moment. With looks like Whitaker and Kano, the only two a lap down. I would like to pull somebody back up. But every time I do, they restart so fast on these short tracks that
yeah, you gotta get them. You gotta get them right at the caution.
Bro, I had Hughes up here well after the restart and didn't even realize what was going on. I'm just sitting here, talking away to them, and boom, they're in the restart, and I'm like, oh man, what am I gonna do? Yeah, it did look like a little bit of net code on that, Borrowed.
It was.
What? Yeah, did we come to a conclusion with any of the drivers? Did anybody claim it or anything?
No, it's netcode.
All right, 10-4. Let's go ahead and go to the chat real quick. Looks like IT guy coming. Come on, IT and out. Let's go for 3 in a row. Yes, that will be 3 in a row for the IT and out guys to place in top spots for these races. They're doing an amazing job as a team. Can't wait to see what they got for the end of the season. Wesley Lynch says, yes, he is a turd. In fact, it has been proven. Tanya Cook, again, always out here for Garrett's support. Thank you so much,
Mama.
Tanya, for being here, Mama. We appreciate you. We're about to go ahead and go back green flag racing, ladies and gentlemen. Starter cam, green flag is already out. .76, not letting that 10 get away. He's going to be trying to hold on the best he can to stay up there with him. He definitely is looking for another win this season. Logan Wilson, one of the faster drivers in practice as well. Looks like we got a little bit of congestion back here in the back. The 48 behind the 4. 96 on the outside with the 74. 32 goes Ooh, he almost went on the inside, but decided not to. He's going to go ahead and follow that bottom line around.
Yeah, mid-pack back there's they're bunched up pretty good there.
Well, they did a really great job of
They're doing really good, yeah.
staying away from each other. I like that. The checkup went really, really well. 75 on the inside of the 32. Ooh. That could have been really bad.
Looks like we got one in the outside wall back there.
That is going to be a caution.
If you can, go to my right side. Let me know how my fender looks, please.
Looks like that is going to be Kano getting to the side, spinning down into the infield on his own. I'm surprised it even called a caution for that.
That fender looks great, bro. Doesn't look too bad.
Looks like Millard is going to go ahead and go into pit lane.
I think down on me. I lost 6 minutes out of 4. '93, I think. Is that a radio?
Got a little bit of chat coming from the Racers channel. That's all right. It's always interesting to see what they got. We're going to go ahead and go back live real quick. Man, I want to pull somebody for an interview, but dang it, every time I think about doing it, I'm already so far into this caution that I'm going to keep them here before the green flag comes out. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to mess up their restart or get in their head while they're racing. That sucks. They already think that every time I talk to them, it's some kind of curse. So I don't want to reinforce that idea. But yeah, back to the chat real quick. Lister, yes, I apologize. No jinx in the race. No jinx in the race. These guys are all amazing drivers in their own talent, and we are going to have a great race, I promise. Chad Ashley, let's see some green flag racing. Absolutely. We're definitely looking for that green flag racing. That is the whole point. Clean racing is always the best racing. These guys are very talented drivers, but man, it does happen. So we just want to try to reduce that as much as possible and get these guys' confidence sky high. We're going to go ahead and go back to green flag racing, but let's see. IT guy again, Ashley, I think you're jinxed the green flag, LOL. Well, I hope not. I hope all green flags go back to, you know, exactly the way they're supposed to be, and that's green flag racing. But we will see once we go back to the green flag. Chad Ashley, I'm hoping for the best few laps here on the laps or like racing on ice. Yes, I agree. And even in the practice, I was having a difficult time. It looks like guys are just getting loose, coming off, throttling too quick. Yeah, that was a big problem in practice for me. I was able to do it for one race, but man, in both races after that, it just seemed like it wanted to slide out every time I pushed on the gas pedal, even if I wasn't even halfway in or, you know, not pushing on it all the way. But yeah, here we go. A. Brown leading back out. Wilson on the outside. Here we go for green flag racing. Pace cars off the track, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag. Looks like the 10 got a little bit of a jump that time. 17 is going to be on the inside of the 76, causing a little bit of competition there. Let's see how well these guys do off of getting off of each other on this restart. They haven't been doing terrible on those restarts so far, so. And we have a caution. Aiden in the 96, it looks like.
Sorry, 18. I didn't mean to try to come down on you like that.
Oh man, it doesn't look like there was a whole lot of place for him to go. He's going to be on the Yancey Motorsports. Doesn't look like he took a whole lot of damage on that. Could have had some wheel damage. Something happened to Kano right there. No.
Are we on 5 or 6?
Oh my lord, somebody diving through the... Woo, that was close. Alright, we're going to go back live.
PTSD from Bristol coming back.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of damage going on during the accidents, but reducing them is definitely going to be the key. I don't know, Barrow, you were in one of the practice races, weren't you? Or did you do the cup practice race, right?
Yeah, I did the cup.
How did the cup feel out there on the track?
She skates around sometimes, but you know it's all about throttle. Like you know, they're tricky corners. Coming out onto the front stretch there off of 3 and 4 is pretty easy to do that. You know, come all the way out to that wall, but then coming out of 1 and 2 there, you got that little hump, and if you hit it, if you don't hit your throttles just right, get completely straight, you will it'll snap on you quick.
Yeah, I found there's only one small section of that 1 and 2 where you can actually hit that throttle, and that's coming out towards the end of turn 2. And it is very difficult, man. And if you miss it right there, you're either under throttled or over throttled, and you're going around.
Be aware you are blinking right now. Quite a bit.
Looks like we might have some blinking going on the track. Go ahead and keep an eye on that. Lights are going to be off that pace car. As we restart, Garrett Caswell now on the outside. A. Brown still up front in that 10. The number 5, Jacob Hughes in 3rd. Josh McCabe going to be in that 4th in the 36. It's going to be a nice little restart. These guys are got to be getting good at it. They've done well on the restarts so far. It's just they got to get away from each other. Here we go. Green flag. Green flag is out. Number 10 with the restart. He's going to go ahead and get a little bit of a gap. 5 and 17, they're going to be on the inside and outside. They're going to be battling it out right there coming around. 3 wide with the 36 and the 75. 48 down low. And that is going to be a caution. Looks like that is going to involve a few different vehicles. Somebody was down on the bottom of the track blinking right there, the number 3. Oh boy, the 74. Kyle Simmons. Looks like Kyle Simmons got turned out into the 69, pushed around by the 55. 55 didn't take a lot of damage. 69 hitting the wall hard. A few other trucks behind these guys are also spun out. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 7 real fast and see what happened to Mr. Lane there. Looks like as those guys start spinning, you're going to get a lot of correcting up this way. 93 just right in the back of the 7. 7 trying to avoid that accident. Lane gets nicked again. 81 involved. There was a few vehicles involved in that last one. As we have a few drivers that are still in the pits. A couple of them coming out now. Eller's coming out. Our Lane is now coming out. Simmons still in the pits, unfortunately. It looks like he's getting it fixed. He's going to be coming out again here soon, I'm sure. A little bit of blinking going on by the number 3. Todd McDuffie going to go ahead and get that lap back. Only a couple drivers a lap down. We're double file. Lights are off the pace car. We're going to go back to green flag racing here in a moment. 38 laps into 100. Let's see who's got it. Let's see who's got... Let's see who has what it takes to take this home tonight. Green flag. 10 gets a little bit of a jump on the 17 right there. 48 rubbing noses with the 75. Those guys are going to be pushing hard around turns 1 and 2, 3 wide right there. 75 looking like he had to check up a little bit. Nick Sipple. 5 is going to maintain Jacob Hughes. 75 trying to approach the outside of him. Looking to take that 4th spot away. Five is going to have to sit back, get back in line. 32 is going to be now on the outside of the 5. 5 dropping back. And we have a caution. Not sure what happened there. Was that stage? I don't have any like crash or anything going on. Something's going on with the 81. No, that must have been stage. I can't be positive, but I'm pretty sure that was stage.
That's stage.
Yeah, I'm sitting here scrolling back through the replays like, man, I don't see anything, man.
Yeah, that last caution came out just as it was getting to the lap number there to B stage, but it was just outside of it, so.
Nah, that's all
They
right.
had a green-white stage.
That's right, Ellswick. You go home and take out that trash.
Can't believe Ellswick's in here commenting on the truck race.
I know, that's
I'm
awesome.
proud of him.
I am. Coming out of retirement just to comment on the truck race, that's great. I'm loving it. Nah, Ellswick he's doing really good this season. That number 66 up in the Cup Series. He's looking for his first win too. He got a 2nd place this season. You got a 2nd place already too.
I mean, just let you know when you catch up, you're passing on the outside.
I tell you, wins ain't as easy to come by as it was back in our day, huh?
Wasn't as easy to come by?
No. A lot of talent on the track. A lot of fresh talent on the track.
Yeah. Lots.
And as we have the number 66, speak of the devil, and he shall appear out of nowhere. How we doing tonight, Ellswick?
What's going on, gentlemen?
You know.
Hey, Mr. Ellswick.
Well, if y'all gonna talk bad about me, I figure I might as well join.
Absolutely, I agree.
He took did my chores, so hopefully I get a couple minutes before I have to go to bed.
I'd never talk bad about you, Ellswick.
Not enough screen time. You gotta tell him.
Yeah, that's it.
Man, it looks like the 76 is blinking pretty hard, bro.
Yep, he just got called out.
Disappeared everywhere.
I'm not.
He's not. It doesn't look like he's reappearing.
He's back. He's.
Are we back to green flag?
He's just sitting on the track. Why is it not? There, he's gone. He's gone. I think he just disconnected.
Yeah, I didn't even see him reappear, and I was up.
Something happened. Something happened. He just went down through the track and bumped the inside, and then completely disappeared.
Well, that is unfortunate for Wilson, man. Hopefully we see him come back. But the 10 back up in front of Whitaker. Whitaker's starting.
Got one spinning in.
And it looks like it's registered as the number 5.
5.
It does sound like this 5 has claimed. Just he might have came into that corner a little bit too hot and just turned her sideways down into the bottom. Looks like everybody was able to avoid that. That's good. Doesn't look like anybody actually got caught up in that accident. If there is going to be a caution, I'd rather it be no contact. I'd rather, you know, that driver just spin out than mess up anybody else's stuff. But again, it is racing. It does happen. Here we are. We're going to be on our 8th caution, and we're only halfway through this race. So hopefully these guys can get some green flag runs in here. I know they got it in them.
Who's a good boy? You are.
So it sounded like he claimed that one.
Yeah, he did.
Dude, I lost. Oh, it's free.
Jamie, can you hear the race chat and broadcast?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. They're talking about it in there now. They're just letting y'all know that the race chat can be heard in broadcast.
Yeah, it's just coming over a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's super clear, though. Sometimes it's cool to hear those guys.
I gave it mom. I love you, Jamie.
Yes, you can. Key up one more time for me, please, sir.
Yeah, to give you an update on Wilson, I spoke with him. Looks like his laptop shut off on him, or he got a warning light for his battery because it wasn't recognizing his charger.
Oh man, hopefully
he can disconnect him.
Hopefully he can get back out, man. I'd hate to see that ruin his whole experience here at Richmond. All right, double file restart. Pace car is off the track, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Green flag is out. A. Brown and Garrett Caswell battle it out here at Richmond. Oh, that was close right there. These guys are cutting it 3 wide, 52, 32, 68, 75. Beautiful driving by these guys. Good job. And we have a caution.
I don't know, Mom. God. What? Shit, man. Come on, Joe. You figured out for that. Not in the car.
All right. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see what happened. Can't really see. Well, if we're with Simmons, where'd that yellow flag come from?
Brian. What's up, Aiden? Man, I like the rest of that.
I don't even see why that yellow came out.
John, can one of your sponsors...
Do you know why it came out, Barrow?
No, but Wilson has dropped again, so I don't know if that may have been it, maybe.
It had to do something with that, I guarantee it.
Thank you, thank you. I'll send you an energy drink as well.
Sipping a Bush Light Peach. Yum.
This is a message for each control training. All drivers except for 11 below are happy with the limit.
What?
I think now we're not gonna find out.
I'm stuffing my hair taking all of y'all.
So you're going to break one of your cylinders, get in a lap, and finish in 10th? God.
Nah, I'm breaking my cylinders and finishing first. I'm feeling.
You're that guy, pal. You're that guy.
So, Ellswick, have you been out on the track yet?
I've been out on the cup side. I've done. We had a little bit of a team practice this weekend, but I haven't done any track practice now.
How was the feedback from the team practice?
It was pretty okay. I think Barrow nailed it on the head. It's a little slick. They're going to have to be. You're not really going to have a lot of tire wear. It's more tire temp. I think is going to be your biggest issue. You're going to have to be really careful, kind of like what the trucks are seeing right now. If you throttle it off too much, coming off these corners, you're going to loop it. It's just really more slicky than anything. But I think once the tires kind of warm up enough, it kind of calms it down a little bit. But if you burn those tires off too much in the cup, you're going to start pushing super tight. So it's going to be a handful.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the Cup drivers got to offer, man. Truck drivers are putting down a hell of an effort out there. Very, very hard track to race. Very proud of these guys. They're doing a great job. Here we go on this restart. 48 on the outside of the 17. 32, 68 battling out. These guys are trying to catch up to Abe Brown as he's been in the lead all night. 75 gets sideways down towards the infield. Corrects it. He's able to get it back together. Here we go, racing down the front stretch, 17, 48. 48 pulling ahead a little bit, 17 diving down low. And it looks like Babinchak, maybe.
Oh, yeah. What was that 490? But
I'm getting Xfinity Series at market.
but every race, we have a Xfinity and might as well ride.
Looks like 96 getting loose right there into the 55.
I need a black clear.
New rule: rookie drivers need to at least log 2 hours of practice in a month.
As we have a couple people that are going to be upset on that one. Unfortunately, we're going to go ahead and go back to another restart here. A lot of patience and effort on driver's part.
Yeah, I think patience are out the window at this point.
Yeah, some of the drivers are in there. I can hear them. Well, and there's several things to look at as a league in itself of what we can try to fix. But really just doing what we're doing and just evolving each race and coming together and trying to figure out what we can do to solve this problem race by race rather than trying to come up with a permanent solution like right away. I think we're doing a better job than most.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ever since we started filling trucks down here on this side, I've got to watch a lot more, and I mean, I think it's just a lot of it. Well, I mean, you've got a lot of good drivers in here, especially for the race that I was in, but you got a lot too that's still learning, and and they got to learn how to not over push the car and not dive it in. That's you're gonna have some of that. It's just part of this series. And each driver's just gonna have to kind of learn a little bit of patience on some parts, but also it follows the same suit for these guys that are fast. They've got to learn as well to kind of handle it like what the Cubs guys are doing is give and take. They're going to get around them. It won't hurt them to take another lap or two to get around some of these guys. But, I mean, all in all, it looks like a lot of it's just, maybe some lack of practice or, just lack of track time or whatever it could be from a lot of these guys, just from what I'm seeing. But, a lot of your wrecks and stuff are just people overcorrecting when they're trying to save the car if they get loose or they're throttling up too much on exit.
Well, we are going back. Green flag, Ellswick. Here we go. Brown and Craighead going to race it out here at the start-finish line. We got a couple vehicles lagging back a little bit. Oh, and we have a slide.
Oh my God! Like seriously, guys. Is this your first race? Don't ever turn on a traffic like that.
If you're going to, at least take the people out.
I can't even see who that was.
Out 3, you gotta get around. Come on, 3.
Looks like might have involved the 82.
74. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, go back and look at the 74.
No.
It wasn't him, but
Hey guys, can we keep the radio open, please, for when we have an issue, rather than singing in all the other voices?
It looks like the 82 was trying to catch up to the pack. But you said the 74? Yeah, 82 locked it down and just spun around.
Oh, he shifted down.
Now I see what happened. The 96 shot underneath that corner right there, pushing the 74 up into the 38.
Now, if you remember, that's twice now that the 96 has done that and caused 2 incidents for it. He's just got to learn to back his corners up.
Well, and it's looking like he's not looking in front of him, like up towards the front of the track, right? He's just looking what's right in front of him, and he's not slowing down in time.
Yep.
I can almost guarantee that's what's going on.
That or he ain't got enough brake bias.
Fortunately, involved in the second incident, if he did wind up claiming that, that will be a park for the night. I'm not sure if anybody claimed that last caution. But man, we only got 30 laps left in this race, you know what I mean?
Right.
These guys are just going to let Brown walk away with it and if they don't get some green flag racing out here. I'm sure the guys up front don't mind. They're all going to place well, but...
Yeah, Craighead's had a nice recovery after his wreck, but they're not getting enough laps to kind of get to counteract that restart that Brown can get, so they're going to have to get some laps in.
Green flag is back out. Brown and Craighead racing down the front stretch. Looks like the 82 was down low on the track just a second ago. 10 still up front with a good little bit of distance. 48 trying to close that gap as much as possible. Looks like we had a little bit of contact between the 93 back there. They're able to hold it together. Simmons trying to fight back from a couple incidents out there. 69 going to be down low underneath Simmons. They're going to be shooting down past 1 and 2. I heard somebody up in the wall just a second ago. Looks like Whitaker, maybe? Yeah, it's Whitaker. Looks like he just got loose on his own out there in the backstretch. Again, very difficult track, especially when your vehicle is snapping back and forth like that. A lot of damage to that 52, unfortunately. Does look like everybody else was able to avoid getting into contact with him. So that is going to be a single car accident. But again, that might be the 52's race, unfortunately. That is unfortunately also going to be Barrow's pick for the race. So Ellswick, a little bit late coming into it, buddy, but who's your pick?
You know, honestly, with me fielding trucks now, I've been able to watch a lot more. And when I was racing in Vegas, I really gained a lot of respect for Caswell. The way he raced me and showed a lot of class. So I've been following him a lot on the truck side. That's not a part of my team. Been watching him on how he really does his craft and really enjoy how he handles himself on the track. So that's been the guy I've been watching. And honestly, I really like Craighead as well. It seems like he's there at the end of it. I mean, he's been caught up in several things, but I think he's up there in points. And I've been just really, really impressed with. There's a lot, several guys in this field that has really impressed me. It really probably should be in Cup, just from the way I've seen how they've handled themselves, especially around the other Cup drivers and different things. There's a lot of respect that those guys are showing that I really, really think they should be holding their heads proud for, because we really do appreciate that and respect that. So I like Caswell, but Craighead has been one that I've been watching for a while. Sipple, I've been watching. I really enjoy those guys, and then just kind of been looking through the whole field, really just trying to see what the upcoming talent's going to be. Us old veterans that can't get wins anymore in the Cup Series, we got to look and see what our competition is. So, but no, I've been really impressed with some of these guys, and it's been cool to watch. So, I've been having a blast just going back and watching this series more and more as it's evolved in these last couple seasons.
Well, and obviously coming from where we started and, you know, the wins we were getting and the championships we were getting back then, you know, the new talent, the game has changed since we've been on the track. And
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you, the competition is fierce, and these guys don't let anything go. It's really, really difficult to even place on a podium out there, let alone to take a win. So, you know.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, but the one thing I can't stress enough, just from the one race that I've had and then what I've watched, just the amount of respect that they've shown when they race around us Cup guys has been really impressive. You know, I know this lower series has got a lot to work on and get better on, but you know, you definitely have got some Cup quality drivers that are racing in trucks that are still showing that same respect. So that's what I look most forward to.
Well, and as I also believe there is a couple drivers that contact up into the wall up there. It looked like A. Brown was up into the wall. Somebody with a blown engine. Another one up in the wall, 75. They're gonna keep it moving though. A. Brown slides back to 6th place. That's going to give the lead to Craighead. That's immediately going to put your pick up front. 32 is going to be right behind him, looking to take that lead away of Bolton. Battle back there for 9th place with Nick.
But you know, it's just like that with the 75 that I respect most out of him. Even though he got contact and got damage and could have spun that thing out and got a caution. You know, he just took the damage and kept moving on. It's those kind of drivers that you ultimately have the most respect for. So you know, I don't know what happened to Brown, but you know, that's why I just really like those guys.
Yeah, I mean, killing it.
A lot.
And that's the way I would want it to be, right? If I was getting into an accident or I caused something, I don't want it to throw out a caution, right? So, I mean, that's the noble thing to do. Absolutely, I agree.
Oh, I mean, as a racer, we'd love to have the caution, but you know, it's races like this. You know, Sipples, from what I remember correctly, he's high enough in points and stuff. He understands that, you know, causing a caution and taking a risk of having to claim it or be penalized post race for it. There's no risk in it for him. You know, he's already going to be in the playoffs, so you know, just keep moving forward. And you know, he's still running 7th with the damage he's got. So
looks like the number 7 was sideways, but he recovered. What happened?
heck of a save.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. I was looking at it like, dang.
Yeah, Lane's a new guy with Tachyon. They've kind of put him under his belt. He's only been in iRacing, I think, less than a couple months actually, and I know he's still learning the car and stuff. But I think looks like somebody got underneath him in the entry there. But
13 tapped him on the rear end.
But you know, that's what you're looking for in this series. Is, you know, he didn't overcorrect it and he saved it. You know, I mean, that's what you're wanting. And so, you know, even though he got caught up there, you know, excellent job on saving that truck. Because I think he's already used his fast repair from that last contact.
In all honesty, I can't even see why it called the caution for that.
Yeah, I guess it's just where he was so sideways. You know, I guess it just thought it was past the point of saving.
Yeah, but hell of a save, dude. That was beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and like you said before, I think a lot of it comes down to practice, you know, and it's not just practice by yourself out there just trying to find the fastest line. It's going to be practice with a bunch of drivers on the track. And I found it best if I go out and, yeah, I run the fastest lap I can find. You know, go on YouTube, watch my video, and find how they're doing it and how they're getting around the track. But I also like watching them doing their NIS, you know, or yeah, they're like official races. When they go in and do their official races, you get a good judge on how they're actually controlling a 10K I rating on an official race with, you know, 30 people on the track or however many. I find that really beneficial. And then going out and running with AI if you have to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know for IT and Out, we you know, we have a group, we have a technical alliance with Tachyon, and we'll set up a team practice there with everybody. We'll throw in AI cars. One thing we've been really I can't say enough about is Garage 61. You know, we're able to see that SMT data and pull those ghost cars, so we can kind of see what these guys are doing, and it helps us get better. You know, so that's really what's helped us a lot. You know, with these trucks, you've got a lot more options with in-car adjustments and stuff that I understand from the Cup side. You know, I'm still trying to learn that side of things.
Well, it looks like we had Simmons sideways right there coming back out onto the track, and that's 74. That is going to bring out another yellow. 14 laps to go. It says Jay Anthony. Oh, it looks like 42 got sideways on the front stretch. Came back up, locked it up. Single car spin. Nobody else involved. If it's going to happen, that's the way it needs to happen. Beautifully done. Oh, no. Oh, man, I thought he was going to run into Simmons. Woof. That was close.
Well, that's the heads-up driving. People are looking ahead, you know, after the caution's already flagged, trying to avoid these cars spinning out or trying to get back under control. That's what you want to see.
That's what we were talking to these guys about, the easy avoidable cautions, right? Or the easy avoidable contacts that really shouldn't be happening just because you might have looked at your phone, or, you know, we had somebody one day that said that, oh, sorry, I took a phone call. Dude, you were racing.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, that would be a little bit different discussion on my part, but that's about a park worthy for me. But you know, and they're learning. You know, and there's a difference of some people are just doing this for fun, and some people are taking it a little bit more serious. So you have those aspects of it as well. But you know, a lot of it just everybody's got to breathe and just calm down and not be so aggressive. You know, there's a lot of laps here. These trucks are super fun to drive. You know, you can really use them, abuse them really hard, and still be fine because you don't have a lot of tire wear with these cars. And you know, everybody just needs to kind of just breathe a little bit and take time to work through the passes. You know, if a caution comes out, let's not ARCA brake it through the wreck. Let's just, you know, slow it down and you know, make it through, and I think, you know, it'd be okay.
No, I absolutely 100% agree. A lot of it's perception, right? And just making sure you're paying attention, and a lot of that avoidable stuff can be eliminated. But again, you know, it is racing. It does happen. It happens in real life. We see it all the time. You don't see a lot of contact under caution in real life in NASCAR, but you do see, you know, some of the avoidable stuff happening. But yeah, like you said, this is the learning section of it. This is the league or the series where they build themselves up so they can come up into our Cup Series and, you know, hopefully show what they got. And that's the ultimate goal, is to bring as many of the good drivers up into the Cup Series. You were saying earlier also that these guys are good enough to be in the Cup League. Well, we also have people down in here that chose not to come to the Cup League that could have, right? So
right.
I think that has a lot to do with a lot of the talent that's still in the Truck Series. Don't get me wrong, every driver out here has their own special talent, But man, just some of these guys are on a whole nother level.
Yeah, and you know, some people view the starting in the lower series, just kind of work their way up, kind of see how the league runs and functions. You know, and there's a respect for that part too. Man, we have got some restart mopping and grinding.
Looks like
Miller
I
was getting on
got
it.
some smoke right there. It does look like that is going to be another caution. Not sure.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and take a look and see if we can find out what happened. Do you know what vehicle was involved?
No, I saw 69 on the restart was banging the 10 pretty hard, which gaggled them all up. So it was right after that.
It's a black and yellow vehicle. I can see it up there. Oh
That's
my
Coon.
lord.
That'd be Coonan. Black and yellow's Coonan. Oh no, the 4.
You said the 4 of Darren Bruce?
Well, that's the one that was showing the contact.
36 up into the 68.
I don't know if the 68 didn't know the 36 was there or the 36 came up. I couldn't tell from that.
I don't know, man. That's hard to tell. It does look like Coonan shot it 4 wide, though.
It looks like he tried to go for a hole and it wasn't there. And that's the thing too, you know, us Cup drivers, and not specifically Coonan pointing him out, but you know, that's a good example of us Cup drivers when we come down here. You know, we're not going to be able to make moves that we can do, you know, in the Cup series in this lower series because we're just not. They're not used to that, and so that's going to be parts that we have to learn as you know the Cup side when we come down to these races to show that same respect back to them of not putting them in a situation as well.
Well, and the whole reason we allow the Cup drivers to come down here in the first place is to put a little bit of competition on the track to get these guys to, you know, practice harder and you know, drive a better race. To be counterproductive of that is you know, we want to make sure that we're providing a safe environment for them to race in, and we're just coming out here and trying to help these guys get better. You know what I mean?
Right. You know, and the farther we grow, the more cars we get. You know, we may look at cutting it down to only 1 entry per Cup car instead of 2, or whatever the case may be.
Here we go. Craig Head and Bolton battle it out, hopefully for the last restart here tonight. Do have some smoke on the track, but it looks like we're doing okay for now. Looks like the 5 up into the wall. Does look like something involving Coonan, maybe. It says Coonan and Jacob crashed. Oh man, it just looks like the 17 just ran him right over. Looks like the 68 had to check up for the 2 in front of him. And then the 17 just right through.
Well, it's the same thing. If you look in front of the 68, the 10 gave, the Craig had a shot, going into turn 2. With 3 to go, they're going for everything in the world to try to get as many passes as they could. I mean, from everything I've seen with Caswell, I don't think he did it on purpose.
No, not at all.
Anything of that nature. It's just a simple mistake.
Yeah, that one that cost him like 6 spots.
Yeah, it looks like he rolled the turn a lot better, and then the 68 got on the brakes more. And
Hell of an effort by our drivers. A lot of patience for tonight.
it's going to get interesting with Brown sitting there now. P2, he almost cleared Craig Head for the lead before the caution came out, so I don't know what tire was the difference. But Craig Head's going to have to get a super restart here and hopefully get the 32 underneath Brown there to hold him up a little bit. Looks like Caswell's going to take a risk here and not claim that and see what it goes to a post-race review. And you got to look at it too with, we had a lot of cautions here, but, the TPS trackers is going to start taking some effect to some of these drivers coming soon. So you're going to see a lot of difference in the next few weeks with all the TPS points people's going to be getting.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is get suspended for TPS points. That's going to take you out of the running, at least for playoffs if you're in points. If you don't have a win already, it's going to be really difficult to get back up in the running. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Back to green flag racing here at Richmond. 3 to go. These guys are going to battle it out.
Crackhead with a real good restart. Simple got a heck of a jump on the out.
Coming around for 2 to go. Brown looking for that 48. Fought his way back up to the front. He's on his inside, looking on his inside. 48 blocking right there. Oh.
Crackhead better be ready. He's going to...
He tapped him. He did. He tapped him. And that is going to be a win for the number 10 of A. Brown. Tapping the number 48. 48 is not going to be happy trying to take him out right there after the race.
Yeah, he definitely is not going...
He is not going to be happy about that. He is not going to be happy about that. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back for our drivers' interviews after that crazy race at Richmond.
There's the receipts in this race, guys. I'm gonna let you know.
All right, we are back with our driver interviews out here for Richmond. Very controversial race. Long race with a lot of patience due to these drivers. Amazing job for all the effort put in by everybody. Number 10 coming down from the Cup Series and taking it home. 10, how does it feel out here at Richmond?
Oh, it feels great. Get the win. Fortunately, I tried to hold the lead as long as I could, and got a little used up earlier, about 30 to go, but got back at the end of it and came in out with the win like I was hoping to. So had a lot of fun today.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming down and putting a lot of competition out on the track. We've seen you led most of the laps that were out there, actually. I believe you took the pole as well. And then coming back from the back to take home a win is quite impressive. Very good job.
I think.
Absolutely. Anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
Oh, yeah, I gotta thank my teammate Thomas Kuhnen. I also gotta thank Jack Clemens. He didn't make it tonight. Couldn't get in time, but I gotta thank those guys all night long. Gotta thank you guys for the broadcast. Gotta thank everyone coming out tonight. The admins for putting on the show, and gotta thank the viewers for tuning in, and you guys for all the admins for everything.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Brown, for coming out tonight, and great job here at Richmond. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to our second place driver, Nick Sipple, coming out and putting down another podium for GEC NASCAR. Nick, thank you for coming out tonight. Great job. A lot of patience for tonight's race, but how do you feel?
I don't even know. The track's fun. Racing up in the front was fun. A lot of 3 wide, a lot of crazy racing. Just, I mean, I know y'all probably know this. Too many cautions, just not enough. I mean, we were probably 50 laps under caution. So,
at least.
I don't know. But I had a lot of fun. Congrats to the 10. I thought he made a great move there at the end. But if I had a couple more laps, might have been able to get to him. But it's whatever.
No, absolutely. Well, and again, every time you come out, you put down a great race, man. You were actually my pick tonight. So amazing job. Thanks for coming through for me on that one. You did better than Barrow for me and Ellswick's pick. So yeah, we did good, man. All right. Thank you so much for coming out. Anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
GTCR Motorsports. That's Garrett Caswell. That's Todd McDuffie. They're both racing. Garrett got 4th, so good job to him. GC for putting this on. You guys are broadcasting. All the admins.
Awesome, buddy. Well, thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to seeing what you got for the rest of the season.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. We're going to go ahead and move on to last but not least. Craig had GC veteran number 48 coming in 3rd, podium for Richmond out here at race 7 for the THD 75. Man, how does it feel?
A little frustrated. I know I had old tires and he was faster, but I didn't really appreciate the move, but he's got to do what he's got to do to win. But we had a fast truck all night. I got taken out lap 1, so I had to just try to manage not getting wrecked out again since I used up my fast repair already. A lot of cautions, just keeping it together. Got 2nd in the stage, so that helped, but still a little frustrated.
No, as I understand.
I'm pretty sure he's not in the truck series, so to be, losing points in the playoffs, it's a little irritating, but, we'll move on next week. We'll have a fast truck.
Well, we definitely look forward to it, and as you've put down a very fast vehicle in the past, man, we look forward to seeing you hopefully in the checkered flag. We hopefully we'll see you in that winner's circle very soon.
You sure will.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for being here. Anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
I thank all the guys out there for racing. The admins, they had a lot to work on tonight, and they will for the next few days, getting all those cautions cleaned up. And y'all for broadcasting, and everybody for hosting the league.
Well, and again, you're getting shout-outs in the chat. Very classy broadcast. You did a great job tonight, man, and you're keeping your cool. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. We expect to see you all here next time at GEC NASCAR.
See ya.